8 quiet phrases that reveal emotional and intellectual depth in communication. Communication is much more than just exchanging words. It's an art. The way we speak reveals our emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and ability to connect with others. People with emotional and intellectual depth communicate differently, often using quiet, thoughtful phrases that speak volumes about who they are and how they approach life. These phrases may seem simple, but they are packed with layers of meaning, empathy, and understanding. In this post, we will explore 8 such phrases commonly used by those with emotional and intellectual depth and uncover why they resonate so deeply. Whether in everyday conversations or during moments of reflection, these phrases show us how effective communication can foster growth, connection, and insight. 1. I don't know, but I'm open to learning. In a world where certainty is often glorified, admitting that you don't have all the answers can be an incredibly powerful statement. People with emotional and intellectual depth are not afraid to express their uncertainty. They understand that wisdom doesn't come from always knowing, but from being open to learning. Saying, I don't know, but I'm open to learning speaks to the humility that lies at the core of intellectual growth. It highlights an important quality, self-awareness. These individuals know their limitations and are not threatened by the unknown. Instead, they embrace it as an opportunity for personal and intellectual growth. Moreover, this phrase promotes a growth mindset. It's not about knowing everything. It's about being willing to evolve, adapt, and learn new perspectives. This openness encourages others to share their knowledge, creating an environment of mutual respect and continuous learning. 2, let's take a step back and think about this. How often do we rush into conclusions or snap judgments without pausing to truly understand the situation? People with depth know that the most effective decisions come from thoughtful reflection, not impulsive reactions. This phrase signals emotional regulation. People who can pause, detach from their initial feelings, and evaluate a situation with a clear mind. It also shows intellectual depth because it requires critical thinking. Rather than reacting out of emotion, those who say this phrase are taking time to analyze the bigger picture, which often leads to better problem-solving and decision-making. In our fast-paced world, taking a moment to step back is a rare and valuable skill. It reflects maturity and respect for the complexity of situations, allowing room for more informed and reasoned responses. It also invites others to consider their own biases and think more deeply about their approach. 3. I've been thinking about that lately. People with emotional and intellectual depth don't let ideas or problems sit on the surface. They reflect on them. Saying, I've been thinking about that lately is an acknowledgement that something has caught their attention and they've given it thoughtful consideration. This phrase speaks to introspection, a core trait of emotionally intelligent people. They don't simply react to life's events. They absorb and process them, looking for deeper meanings. The fact that they've been contemplating something indicates a constant engagement with the world around them, an effort to understand more deeply, and an openness to evolve their opinions. This phrase can also signal that the person values quiet moments of reflection, which are essential for growth. In a world where we're often encouraged to constantly do and talk, taking time to think and reflect allows for more profound and meaningful insights. 4. I can understand how you might feel that way. Empathy is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. People who say, I can understand how you might feel that way, are expressing a profound level of emotional awareness. They acknowledge the emotions and perspectives of others, even if they don't agree with them. This phrase shows a level of emotional maturity that many struggle to achieve. Rather than dismissing or minimizing others' feelings, those who speak this way create space for others to express themselves without fear of judgment. It fosters trust and rapport, and it validates the emotions of others, which is an essential part of meaningful connections. When people feel heard, they are more likely to engage in deeper conversations. This phrase doesn't try to fix anything. It simply recognizes the emotions of others, making it a key component of emotionally intelligent communication. 5. What does that mean to you? Instead of assuming they know what someone means or thinks, people with intellectual depth ask, what does that mean to you? This is a powerful phrase that indicates a desire to truly understand another person's perspective. By asking this question, they create space for deeper dialogue, encouraging others to share their thoughts and feelings. It shows that the speaker is interested in hearing the individual's personal interpretation rather than projecting their own. This approach allows for more nuanced conversations and helps uncover underlying thoughts and emotions that might otherwise go unspoken. This phrase is also a sign of intellectual curiosity. People who use it are eager to understand the world through others' eyes, embracing the idea that everyone's reality is different and valuable. It invites a richer, more empathetic exchange of ideas, which helps foster connection and learning. 6. I've made peace with that. Letting go of past regrets, mistakes, or difficult experiences is not easy, but people with emotional depth know how essential it is for personal growth. Saying, I've made peace with that, speaks to their ability to process and accept the past, no matter how painful or complicated. This phrase reflects a high level of emotional resilience. Rather than remaining stuck in the past, individuals who make peace with their experiences free themselves from the weight of unresolved emotions. They've found a way to come to terms with situations beyond their control, and they understand that peace comes from within. Making peace with the past also allows them to move forward with a lighter heart, focusing on the present and future instead of being tethered to old wounds. It's a reminder that emotional healing is a process, and it's a sign of emotional maturity to accept what cannot be changed. 7. I don't have the answer right now, but I'll think about it. People with emotional and intellectual depth understand that not all questions have immediate answers. Instead of offering a hasty response or pretending to know, they acknowledge the complexity of the issue with a thoughtful response like, I don't have the answer right now, but I'll think about it. This phrase demonstrates intellectual humility, the ability to recognize that some problems or questions require more time, thought, and consideration. It also reflects an openness to finding the right answer, rather than settling for quick, superficial solutions. Saying this phrase invites others to join in the process of discovery, creating space for collaboration and shared understanding. It also encourages patience and shows that good answers take time and reflection, rather than being rushed. 8. That's an interesting point of view. In conversations, it's easy to dismiss an opinion or point of view that doesn't align with our own. People with intellectual and emotional depth, however, recognize the value in all perspectives. By saying, that's an interesting point of view, they signal respect for the diversity of thought and experience. This phrase indicates that the person values differing opinions and is open to considering ideas outside their own frame of reference. It doesn't mean they agree with everything, but it reflects intellectual curiosity and the ability to listen. People who use this phrase don't shut down opposing views. They engage with them thoughtfully. In today's polarized world, this kind of openness is rare and powerful. It promotes healthy dialogue, mutual respect, and the growth that comes from being exposed to new and challenging ideas. Final thoughts. The quiet phrases we use in conversation reveal more than just words. They reflect our emotional intelligence, intellectual depth, and approach to life. People who embrace these phrases understand that effective communication isn't about impressing others or winning arguments. It's about connecting, reflecting, and learning. By incorporating some of these phrases into our own conversations, we can begin to communicate more mindfully, creating deeper connections with those around us. The words we choose matter, and they can be a powerful tool for personal growth, understanding, and emotional connection. So, the next time you speak, consider the depth and impact of your words. They just might change the way you communicate and the way others hear you.